If you overlay U.S. GDP slowdown of some form, what does that do to the markets?
Well, I think it's going to be a little bit rough for the markets because what's going on is the economy is slowing down, and I think the
Do you have a statistic?
Yes, I'm at about 2.5% growth for the fourth quarter, but only 1% growth for the first. So you've come down to averaging below 2. Now things should pick up in the second a little bit. But the problem is, the effects of the sort of caffeine rush from the tax cut is gone. And the uncertainty caused by these trade negotiations are dampening global growth all over the world. I mean, I know it's hurting the rest of the world more than the United States, but it's actually hurting the U.S. too. So I think, to me, that's the pivotal issue here, is settling the sort of trade disputes with China and to some extent with Europe also.
David, what if it all goes wrong? So talk to me about worst case scenario and best case scenario for the U.S. and what it means for Fed path.
Well, I think, first of all, I think the Fed has got good reason to pause anyway, because I don't think we're going to see a significant increase in inflation this year. I think it'll be until January of 2020 before the consumption deflator actually comes back up to 2% year over year. So if that's the case, then the Fed can take its time. Worst case scenario, I think the worst case scenario is just continued conflict, perhaps the imposition of tariffs on China, or a bigger fistfight, or maybe a fistfight on a second front on trade. All of that slows down the global economy. It impacts the U.S. economy. So I think that's those are the sort of worst parts of this. The upside, of course, is that there is a political recognition that we need to come to a deal on trade to allow the U.S. economy to grow. And if you do see a deal on trade which removes uncertainty for the rest of the year, I think the rest of the world will bounce back. I think global stock markets will bounce back, and they'll help the U.S. stock market also.